What keeps you stuck isn't mindset or motivation, and it's not even all the subconscious work that you've already done. If you've done so much spiritual and personal inner growth work, you've really put the time in and you've used the journal, you've done the energetic healing, you've transformed on a subconscious level, and still you're feeling stuck. Like something is not really quite in flow with you. So by the end of this video, you're going to understand the core block that really is why you've done so much so far, but still don't really have the big shift that you deserve. I'm Phoebe Mack, and I guide ambitious, very spiritually curious people to clear blocks at the deepest level so they can live their full potential. The real block is actually deeply at a core level, knowing that you belong to life and that you are held by existence itself. If you don't already believe this, this would be like you trying to create a life on a cloud, like trying to build a house in thin air without the foundation below to keep it secure, sturdy, strong, and knowing that that is your place to be in this world, in this universe, in this multiverse. And I'd like to share with you 3 other things that you might want to consider when it comes to helping you to embody this new understanding that you need to, at that core level, feel like you belong in this world. You need to feel that the existence here is ready to hold and support you. Now, without that knowing that you are worthy enough to be existing on this planet and that you've come here for a reason, you're starting off without that inner core knowing, confidence, and just expectation that life will support you. So the next part about this is really sometimes when we do get to that plateauing phase of any healing journey, it's actually for us to enjoy, rather than for us to think, oh, things aren't getting better, is to enjoy that stage of the actual place that you've got to, because every stage has a purpose. But what happens is we think, no, I want to get to the end, and then we effort too much, and if we understand that efforting and trying to move faster than we're actually supposed to be going is actually messing with our nervous system, and it's messing with our frequency, and that is actually creating more blocks than you desire. I get that it's really not the easiest thing. I could even say it's quite hard to do that sometimes. It feels easier to put more effort in than it does to trust the flow of life sometimes. That's beginner stuff. That's really beginner stuff. But, it does take many years of practice for some people to actually really trust that at the deepest level. But we don't want to be in that forcing effort, because that flows into fight, flight, basically a disturbed nervous system. And when we're in that space, we're just going to attract more struggle. So now the third thing I want to mention is that how to really start shifting this. Yes. So coming into the deep core work where you go back to the point where you were a dot and say that you needed to come in as a soul with this understanding that you genuinely had this work to do as the person you are. Everybody does. You're not unique by having no purpose. You have a calling, and your soul is here, and you're supposed to be here, and you're welcome on this planet, and there's a reason for you to be here, and one of the reasons is to find out what you're supposed to be doing on planet Earth, so that you don't become a new person, so to speak, but you actually just remember who you truly are. So if you haven't started at the very beginning by getting that foundation right, then whatever you're building in your life at this point, whether I've given the house example, but I'm using that as a metaphor to describe whatever you're building as yourself, whoever you're trying to be or hoping to embody yourself as, is not going to hold, it's not going to stick, it's going to make you feel stuck if you have not yet deeply embodied the belief at the most core level. And it is subconscious still, and it's not even that hard to reprogram yourself with these new beliefs, understandings, and embody the nature of who you truly are, which is love, and a person who is absolutely at peace, like a flower in a field, just blooming naturally, receiving all the goodness that the universe naturally provides, because you are a child of the universe, and everything that you require to flourish in this world is provided to you for. The world would not be made, the universe would not create something and not let all the opportunity for it to flourish be available to them. So we're going to get more into that in other videos, but this is just an overview to share with you how many people don't realize and don't look at that deeper core existence belonging to life itself. And what is your relationship to life itself? That's what we'll talk about soon.